Good afternoon, Jason Shepard here with the AnchorRoom. Today we're going to briefly talk about the installation of the rear side marker tint, in this case on a Dodge Charger. The installation will be the same for the front markers as they are very similar in size and application. The tools in front of you from left to right are the microfiber towel, which we will use to dab up any excess liquid. The squeegee, we're going to use that from the center of the material out to once again remove the liquid or application fluid. The spray nozzle shown is actually application fluid, which is a soapy water solution. The recipe for that would be about 1.5 milliliters to 32 ounces of water. And last but not least, we have just plain water to wash away the excess soap to aid in it sticking. One thing not shown is a heat gun, which we will be using. We like using heat guns for our products because we cut them slightly oversized to ensure that they taper in all corners so that the lenses that you're covering are completely covered up. Alright, let's get started. Alright, here's the rear side marker that we just spoke about. This is actually how the product comes shipped, and as you can tell, it's clearly indicated which side is which and which goes where. In this case, we're on the passenger side, and of course we're doing the rear marker, so passenger rear. Real simple. We've already cleaned the lens and dried it off. We're going to peel the tint from the backing paper. We're going to spray the actual lens down liberally, the adhesive side of the actual piece of tint also, and then we're going to line it up into curves here. It is going to stick over just a smidge, and as you can tell, it will also be long on this side as we intend it to wrap around the edge because there's lens showing here, and again we want to make sure that it's completely covered and perfect. So let's use a little bit more application fluid here. The reason we're using application fluid obviously is so that we can reposition the piece. The nice thing about it obviously is that if it's not absolutely perfect where you want it, you can literally just pick it up, reposition it, and start over. As you can tell, I've already done that 2 or 3 times, but I'm pretty happy where it sits now. We'll do this up the top side one more time. Now using my thumb, very simple. I'm just moving the majority of the liquid out. I can wet the top side, giving that squeegee a surface to slide over. And at this point, we're going to move to a heat gun because there's 2 things that we want to do with the heat gun. One is we want to taper this edge around and make sure it does so neatly. And 2, we want to make sure that here in the groove where it meets the body line, that's nice and tapered around the lens for perfect installation. Alright, we have liberally sprayed the lens with water. We're now going to use our heat gun to taper the edge. And you can see it almost will do it almost by itself. Again, a big fan of starting from the center. And you're going to have to just work with it. I'm just going to use my fingers. There's no need for any tools in this regard. And what you're really doing here is not only are you evaporating the water, but you're also contouring the vinyl to the actual shape of the car, in this case the lens itself. And just keep working on it. I'm going to get some of that excess liquid out of there. But you have that back piece flat and sticking. I like to use a microfiber towel and kind of use the edge of it and then work around the body line. Because what that does, it's what really makes it taper neatly to the car. Take your time, be patient, and just take a couple of minutes and you'll end up with a great installation. This blacked out look really makes it look mean. If you really want to make them look like they're DOT legal, in the imprint of pretty much all lenses there's some writing that's raised. You can heat it up slightly and then rub that microfiber towel over it, and it literally looks like either they are stock lenses or they were painted. So it's the little tiny things that make all the difference. In this case it says something about Mopar. So, but that's the gist of it. And here we are with the final product.